Hey guys, it's Kelly. How's everyone doing? I am doing a quick video today on a question I got for my Instagram live for Monday, but I did not have my best performance yesterday and did not save our Instagram live down, unfortunately. But I wanted to make sure I got back to Coffee Plus Me to answer a question on insulin resistance, a common theme that's been in my conversations with Ken each Monday in our IG lives. And she said, how do I manage insulin resistance? And in my conversations with Ken, I have highlighted that insulin resistance is on a spectrum. It's not a switch that's on or off. It's, a little, a lot, or it can be chronic. And people who don't have type 2 diabetes, which is an insulin resistance condition, have insulin resistance, including someone with type 1 diabetes, including someone who doesn't have diabetes at all. On average, 1 in 3 and 1 in 4 people have insulin resistance. What's a common symptom or sign that you have insulin resistance? That might be carrying a lot of your weight in your midsection. High insulin resistance can also be shown in high blood pressure. It can be shown in cholesterol labs, especially if triglycerides are high, a high fasting blood sugar level, and more. So how can we manage insulin resistance? How can we improve it? To answer that question, I just want to mention a few things on what causes insulin resistance. That can be being overweight. That can be chronically eating throughout the day. On average, I think the average American eats 14 hours of the 24-hour day. And really, we should be eating with the sun, and eating 3 square meals a day versus, multiple snacks and nibbles here and there and whatnot. When we do that, we're chronically telling our pancreas to produce insulin or inject insulin, and that can cause insulin resistance. It's a situation of too much insulin floating around in the body. So you want to make sure you're not grazing all day, not eating all day. Try to bundle our calories into meals and make sure we're moving. When we sit more than 1 hour, our blood becomes stagnant and that circulation slows down and builds insulin resistance up. So make sure you move every hour. I just had an afternoon of a lot of client calls, so I'm a little fuzzy up here, so I hope my video turns out really well. What else do I want to say about what builds insulin resistance? Stress. That's something that's a non-calorie thing as well that can build insulin resistance. The production of cortisol is competing with insulin's ability. So the better we manage and process stress, the better. So how can we manage insulin resistance? So I typed up some notes from my IG Live. I have 5 tips. So number 1 is work on sleep. When we're sleep deprived, we have more cortisol and stress hormones circulating. So that's one ability to better control our blood sugar, making our insulin resistance better. And being type 1 diabetic, there's a number of things I need to think about besides getting to bed early. I have a good routine with meal times, especially dinner, because the more variable my dinner is, especially if it's the largest meal of the day, it'll have more influences on how steady my blood sugars are while I'm sleeping. So I try to eat before the sun goes down. I try to eat before 7 p.m. And if I do eat later, I eat light. So sleep is number 1 on managing insulin resistance. Try to get at least 7 hours. Number 2 is move every hour. I already alluded to, if we're sitting chronically hour after hour on call, I'm actually standing at my stand-up desk right now, but we want to make sure we're moving our body. There's moments I will step behind me in my office and do like 30 jumping jacks. So make sure you're getting that blood flow going and break that insulin resistance on an hourly basis, especially early on. Another thing to do early on is to hydrate. The better we're hydrated, the more water we drink, the more or better our hormones can work, including insulin. So take your weight and divide it by 2. So say I weigh 100 pounds. Divided by 2 is 50, so I need to drink on average 50 ounces of water a day. I have found, especially doing my 30-day weight loss program in January, I have another one kicking off January 15th, so send me a DM if you're interested. But I have found if I drink 50 ounces of water by lunch, I do so much better with cravings and blood sugar management. So hydration is key. A lot of these things I'm saying are also free. Sleep, move your body, and hydrate. Simple stuff. And right here, I have this jar that was from a pasta sauce, and I fill it with water multiple times a day to just make sure I hit those targets. Next thing is fast. intermittent fasting is a hot topic, but for better blood sugar management, for better insulin control, make sure we're fasting, giving our body a break and reducing the amount of times we're putting calories in our body to make insulin have to work. So fast on average at least 12 hours overnight. So that could mean stop eating at 8 p.m. and then don't have breakfast until 8 a.m. It can be an adjustment at first, but once you're into the system, your body will thank you, including our insulin resistance. And then number 5, I've been in practice since 2012, and my stance on supplements have evolved greatly. At first in business, I would always say, eat as close as the farm as possible, and you don't need that extra supplements. But I have realized how sick we are. Even the most average healthy person, we're surrounded by a lot of toxins from in our waters to the containers our vegetables are packaged in, that it's important that we, utilize good high quality supplements to help with things like insulin resistance, especially when we have a lot of demands on ourselves, and stress is a daily thing. So my go-to supplements for insulin resistance is number 1, magnesium. And I like the form magnesium glycinate. It's well absorbed, it doesn't cause loose stools, and it's really good. And most people, up to 40 to 60% of people, are deficient in magnesium. So that's an easy, low-hanging fruit to supplement with to improve overall insulin sensitivity, but also quality of sleep and stress levels. My second supplement that I would recommend people to take is a good probiotic. You can go to my profile and hit my link to my profile here, and it'll take you to something called Fullscript, and you can get access to these high quality supplements there. The magnesium glycinate that I was recommending, by far my favorite one is by Pure Encapsulations, and again, it's called magnesium glycinate. My favorite probiotic is actually a soil-based probiotic, especially helpful for those of us with an autoimmune disease, and that one's called Probiospore by Designs for Health. That's one word, Probiospore. And then the third supplement that I would recommend for insulin resistance is one, again, by Designs for Health, and that's Glucosupreme. And Glucosupreme has a number of herbs that help with craving, stress, and hormones, but it also has berberine. Berberine research has shown to be as effective as a very common type 2 diabetes medication called metformin. But berberine is just as helpful, but it's also good on the gut too. So in summary, to manage insulin resistance, get your sleep, manage stress, hydrate, move your body every hour. You like that dance? And fast overnight for at least 12 hours and utilize supplements. Don't be afraid to use these tools to help you along with your wellness and success. Let me know if you guys have questions. Ken and I will be back on Monday. I will save the video down properly, and I actually have one more question that I want to answer later this week from one of my viewers that was really important, I think worthwhile making into a video. Take care, y'all.